Panic attack versus anxiety attack versus panic disorder. What's the difference between a panic attack, an anxiety attack, and panic disorder? This is an important question because many people use these terms interchangeably. While they share overlapping symptoms, they are not the same. Understanding the difference matters because the way each is managed can look quite different. In this video, we'll break down the differences, explore what each feels like, and talk about why separating them is so important. Shared features. Both panic attacks and anxiety attacks include a sense of fear, discomfort, and the body's fight, flight, freeze response. This can trigger physical symptoms such as a racing heartbeat, shortness of breath, tightness in the chest or throat, dizziness or nausea, sweating or chills, dry mouth, trembling or shaking. Because the symptoms overlap, it's easy to confuse them. But there are important distinctions. Anxiety attacks. Anxiety itself is described as a state of worry, nervousness, or fear, often connected to a real or anticipated stressor. Anxiety attacks usually come as a response to ongoing stress, work deadlines, family conflict, financial trouble, etc. Build gradually over time. The stress piles up and eventually it reaches a breaking point. Often lasts less than 30 minutes, although the buildup of worry can go on for days or weeks. Think of anxiety like a bathtub filling with water. The water level slowly rises with each new stressor until it spills over. The overflow is the anxiety attack. Panic attacks. Research suggests about 1 in 3 people will experience at least one panic attack in their lifetime. Key features. They appear suddenly and intensely, like a balloon popping. There are 2 types. Unexpected panic attacks come out of nowhere without warning. Expected panic attacks, triggered by a phobia or specific fear. For example, seeing a snake if you're afraid of snakes. They usually peak and subside within 10 minutes. Panic disorder. Panic disorder goes beyond a single attack. It involves repeated panic attacks plus one or more of the following symptoms. 1. Derealization, feeling numb, detached, or floaty, almost like the world isn't real. 2. Fear of a heart attack. Many people mistake panic symptoms for heart trouble. 3. Fear of hyperventilating and passing out. Someone may even experience both an anxiety attack and a panic attack close together. For example, stress before an exam could build into an anxiety attack, which then suddenly tips into a panic attack during the test. Managing anxiety attacks. Since anxiety attacks come on gradually, the focus is on lowering the overall stress level. Helpful strategies include deep breathing and relaxation exercises, grounding techniques like the 3-3-3 rule. Name 3 things you see, hear, and feel. Getting organized and reducing overwhelm, exercise, laughter, and setting healthy boundaries, processing stress through journaling, reflection, or talking with supportive people, improving sleep and reducing stimulants like alcohol and nicotine. These approaches help slowly drain the bathtub, reducing the buildup of stress. Managing panic attacks. Panic attacks are trickier. If you've only had 1 or 2, experimenting with calming techniques can sometimes help. But if you struggle with repeated panic attacks, the usual advice of take deep breaths and calm down often backfires. Why? Because panic attacks are essentially fear of fear. The more you fight them, the more your body interprets the sensations as dangerous, creating a vicious cycle. For example, your heartbeat quickens. You think, "Oh no, not now. I can't have this." That thought adds more fear, which creates more adrenaline. The panic gets stronger and returns more often. This cycle is what makes panic disorder so exhausting. Ironically, trying to force panic to go away can actually make it worse. Key difference. Anxiety attacks, a gradual buildup of stress and worry that overflows. Treatment focuses on lowering stress over time. Panic attacks, a sudden, intense burst of fear. The cycle is maintained by resisting or fearing the sensations. Panic disorder, recurring panic attacks plus persistent fear about them happening again. Both anxiety attacks and panic attacks are treatable. Strategies such as stress reduction, relaxation, mindfulness, regular exercise, and healthy lifestyle changes can make a big difference. Cognitive behavioral approaches are particularly effective for breaking the panic cycle. The takeaway? Anxiety attacks build up slowly and stem from ongoing stress. Panic attacks strike suddenly, often feeding on the fear of fear itself. Understanding this difference is the first step toward finding the right approach to recovery. Thanks for watching.